Live we are.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Chronicles of Divastara. I am William or Shawnee, and I am your game master for this D&D 5th edition campaign. And joining me today, we have Drevian.
I'm Drevian. I'm playing Ingrid von Ryder, an undead rogue.
And Jeremy.
I'm Jeremy. I am playing Astra, the cutest, nicest, and least sarcastic doll ever.
Asterisk.
Least sarcastic. No sarcasm.
The views of
at
Astra
all.
are.
And Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm playing Molly Malone Clemens, who is a human time investigator.
And Yare.
Hi, I'm Yara, and in real life, I'm playing the Wicked Witch of the West, but in character.
Why are you?
The joke is, I'm meditating.
What? Okay, So you have? Is it actually hot where you are? Is that why?
Yes.
It's about 80 degrees right now for them.
It is okay. In the UK, first, okay, before we get to this, I am playing Morgan Thompson, the Human Oath of Sacrifice Palette. So, in the UK, our houses are not built to get rid of heat. Our buildings are used to keep heat. We don't also not have air conditioning as standard. This is, also we are further north than most states.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we are basically in line with Canada, so it is a lot colder here naturally. This heat might be regular for American summers. It is boiling here.
They are not heat acclimated, the poor fools.
Correct.
Okay.
I am also pale as fuck.
Because I was like, yeah, right.
It is going to be nearly 100 on Thursday, Katie. I am scared.
Yeah, it was like, what do you think the fucking heat index has been like the past? Like it's like 90,
no, I dread for y'all as well.
It's like 92 degrees. I was in South Carolina. I was at my mom's, and she had because typically they put their AC in the summer at 78, which the heat index in South Carolina is always like 100 and something in the summer. It is
fuck that noise.
Hot and humid. No, she turned it down. But yeah, it's like it was 92 when I went to go pick up my kid from camp. It's like, oh yeah, it's 92 degrees. That's
hell,
pretty typical.
Nope, absolutely nope.
I'm not saying I like it, because I don't deal in extreme temperatures, which why I live in the South, I have no idea.
I was gonna say.
I was saying Georgia especially. Georgia isn't just the extreme heat; it also gets below zero in winter sometimes.
I'm like, give me fall that really is fall, and give me spring that really is spring, and not summer masquerading as fall or summer masquerading as spring.
You know, there's a state that does that.
Yeah, I'm aware. I don't do rain.
Yeah, I was gonna say I will take British summertime, aka raining every other day, over this.
I have low enough vitamin D deficiency as it is. I can't move to a place with that much rain.
They make pills for that, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm on them. And like the fucking South, which is like the doorstep to the sun. Like,
yeah, I will say, it's not. We're a little bit better positioned here than you guys are, but we are also not used to that level.
Yeah, I know y'all are going through it, but also, dear God, we are not.
87.
Yeah, I know y'all are also going through it, but we are not built for these temperatures.
Yeah. Oh, neither are we. Neither are we over here in Oregon.
It could be worse.
The Georgians have to adjust to both the heat and the cold nowadays.
And it's
it could be worse. You could just be bipolar and go from snowing at the beginning of the week to 90 at the end of it.
I'll
Oh, no,
I'll take
I've
snow at
been-
some point this week.
I've
That'd
been
be
to
great.
no, literally when I went to Colorado when I was a teenager, I saw it over the span of 2 hours. I experienced all 4 seasons
Yep.
Yeah.
in one horseback ride. It
I
was
was gonna say-
kind of insane.
I was gonna say you went to London.
Actually, every
you-
time- Every time I've been to London, because every time I've been to London, it's been sunny except for the very last day. It rains on the very last day when I'm in London.
That's games.
And
Jordan,
then
you may have inhospitable weather mood swings, but at least you also live in a fucking horrible state in every other fashion.
You know what? Fair.
Like,
I mean, I'm not in a great country either, but I'm not giving you I'm not literal hellscape.
I choose to believe that Wyoming's fucking low population density is just because nobody wants. It's not because it's rural.
Yeah,
it's because
people are moving
nobody
to out of
fucking
Wyoming,
wants to
yeah.
live there.
Oh, yeah,
People are
nobody
moving
wants
out
to
of
Like
live
Wyoming.
there.
Montana.
they're not on the. Okay.
Like young people move away from Wyoming a lot.
Uh-huh. Actually,
It-
I would say it's not even fair to compare it to Montana because at least Montana is pretty. Wyoming doesn't even have that going for it. It's a lot of plains and fucking not great wilderness.
I mean,
Sorry,
the mountains are pretty.
I'm being mean to your state.
The mountains are pretty, but that's about it.
Yeah, the mountains aren't bad.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
But
you
have
guys.
those in Montana.
So we're
too.
playing D&D, right?
You know, it'd be great.
So fucking let's spend 3 hours just complaining
I'm kind
about
of complaining about.
states.
I'm kind of complaining about the heat for 3 hours, but we should play some D&D. Thank you for helping me come back around on that one.
Somebody just listening to the first 5 minutes of this going, this is supposed to be fucking D&D. What the fuck?
This is it.
Listen,
So Asterius.
To which I say, go back further, my friend. This is.
listen. If it is anybody who, if this is not their first Final Show Films stream they've watched, they should be used to this by now. Anyway, Scream 2.
Bonus content. No. No.
So,
No,
Anyways,
we'll
that
be
is
here
our
all day.
story.
as always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights. Happy Pride.
Woo!
We getting real queer with it to this morning.
Yeah.
This evening,
Mhm.
whatever the fuck time it is.
Right now. Getting real queer right now.
All I can think of is the intersection of Wyoming sucks and Pride, and that's Matthew Shepard.
God damn it! You're not wrong.
I hate that you're right.
Listen, I'm just saying, you've got a reputation for a reason, Wyoming.
Oh.
You can't see me clap, but I'm clapping.
I feel like I can't laugh at that.
No, you should. It's funny.
It's okay. We're not laughing at the hate crime. We're laughing at the fact that Wyoming had.
You're not making it better.
In Wyoming's defense, like
No,
my town's had
that's not, that's
No.
not a phrase where you can start anything in relation to Matthew Shepard.
no,
No.
my town's had a
Fuck.
pride has had a pride event for 3 years
Oh,
now, and
fair
nothing bad's
enough.
happened.
Oh, good for them.
Fair enough.
So good for that
Oh.
one town in Wyoming.
Yeah.
We found the one.
Oh,
Now
all right.
South Dakota.
Ooh.
So,
God damn it.
when last we left off, our revolutionaries went to a music show. They certainly met someone there.
Did
Did
we?
we?
Yeah,
I took notes.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who was confused.
you
No.
guys went to a concert. For a
Yes, we did.
reason. You
Mhm.
definitely spoke to someone for
Yes, we did.
purposes. None of you can remember why or what.
Mm-hmm.
But I have
Oh,
notes.
now I remember.
Yep. And Morgan has this inexplicable urge to punt Astra, but she's not sure why.
That's just
That's
like-
just an average day.
I say
Yeah,
that's
but,
every
like-
day.
Yeah, there's a normal hatred for Astra, but Astra called her ass so hard she wants to punt her.
Wake up, be gay, punt Astra.
That's right. I did do that.
You soul read my entire you said my entire thing for that scene before I even started doing it.
That's right.
You didn't soul read Morgan, you soul read Yare.
Jeremy is so proud.
But Morgan was gonna gay panic for Hale.
So we went and saw a concert that none of us can remember. Morgan is very frustrated for some reason
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
in many different ways.
Happy Pride.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. Happy Pride.
Okay then.
Ugh. So,
We're here to talk to this person that we have notes on but can't remember meeting, but they're important for some reason.
Mhm. They're meeting us at the Nidhogg tomorrow.
Or today, as the case may be.
Fair.
but yes, you have returned to the Nidhogg with your notes.
Or at least most of us have.
I am very
Oh
proud.
yes, that's right.
What?
Right. We begin with the obligatory
Oh yes, right, Newtown.
Newtown Rogue wanders off.
All right, I'm just gonna take out a book and read for like the next.
As is tradition.
Ingrid, where are you headed?
Following thieves' camp marks,
All right.
getting a lay
So-
of the town in the underground.
What you learn over the course of this as you sort of wander. Roll me perception. Just to see how well you find and pick up the camp.
Normal. 18.
With an 18, you'd already keyed in that most of the cant is graffiti, particularly pointed message bearing graffiti. Recurring symbols and characters all posed in specific ways to convey a particular meaning. The code for safe passage this way is a dog pointing a direction with its nose. There's a cant for dangerous security is usually identified by this one like overly dressed brutish looking dude, like big, like drawn out mutton chops and like spiked vest and like a beat stick in one hand. Usually wherever he's pointing with the stick is the direction that security is usually found. There's a variety of similar characters like this, or different motifs like this. A particular message conveyed by the theming and style of the graffiti. But as you wander around, sort of getting a feel for how these are directing anyone who might be able to read them, you come to the realization that there's not really a centralized like underground, more that every less popular business's back room at some point is probably serving as some kind of get together or hiding spot or hangout. You get the sense that part of how those that are not in the spotlight tend to get by is basically by taking advantage of their lack of popularity to engage with the underground, as it were. A number of these buildings have markers on them that indicate that there's safe passage for you to pass through, but there isn't really like a interconnected network like there was in Vivol. There's not like an underground sewer system that connects everything. It's more just like this random small shop's back room is marked as being a safe place to duck in if you need to hide, or this tailor is marked as a fence. This XYZ. It's dispersed. It's decentralized. They're everywhere. They're rather than there being like one particular main locale to find anything. But that does mean that the strata of the underground, it can be found just about anywhere, with the sole exception being anywhere where the spotlight is. Anytime a business becomes too popular, you can sort of see as you pass by some of the more famous places that have a lot of foot traffic, you see old, worn out graffiti that hasn't been upkept. And you sort of get the sense that when places become too popular, the underground has to sort of give and take with the flow of popularity, because there's too many eyes on a spot to do good business at that point, and it just kind of has to shift and find a new place. There's almost like a sense of a game of cat and mouse being played, only the mice are everywhere and the cats are way too obvious. Are you looking for anything in particular?
For anyone else that might be following the marks, like someone ducks into a place or tries to go into a fence unnoticed.
Roll me survival. See if you can track anybody.
That's a 14.
You sort of post up in a spot that's kind of out of the way, but near one of these that seems to have at least been relatively recently upkept and like made sure that it's still functioning. The paint on the graffiti is still relatively fresh. And eventually, you spot an individual who would normally stand out except for exactly where they are. Because the person that you are looking at has like the single most colorful riot of outfit coloration that in any other city would make them stick out like a sore thumb. But here it just kind of seems like a fashion statement. They have this sort of like almost Jackson Pollock style, like paint splotched outfit that is like just colored a variety of different paint colorations that almost seem to swim and move as they move around. Their hair is this sort of like pale white, but like has like streaks of various dyes in it. As they sort of maneuver their way around the corner and into the back room of one of the local fences. Um, that's that's someone who seems to be following the signs to get into that fence.
So first I would have had my shadow on the ground, like detached and able to move, and would have the shadow catch the door so it doesn't close entirely,
Mm-hmm.
and then slip in the door behind them.
Roll stealth.
32.
Nice. As you slide in behind, you hear this, not really any way to describe it, but watery voice. Almost as if someone is speaking with a mouthful of seawater. Just, yeah, I found some good cast-offs from some of the higher-ups' concerts. These materials should serve well. Get them circulating around. People need resources to build their own projects. Can't have the underground going stale now, can we? You sidle up as much as best you can, and you see this nondescript, sort of androgynous, difficult to determine much about their features, especially because they seem to shift a lot. Water genasi. This sort of um, visually striking riot of colors that almost seems to shift and flow like ink spilled in water. As they speak with what appears to be a tree person? Hard to say. They seem like a roughly humanoid shape, but most of their skin appears to be hewn from bark, and there's this weird sculpt to their face as if they had been carved by someone's chisel uh rather than like born that way. Weird look to them, but eh. And they, as the person sort of hands over a bundle that's, you can't really tell what's in it because of the way it's wrapped, but this tree person sort of reaches out a hand, grabs it, uh shoves it under a counter. Yeah, that'll get us started on sponsoring a few new projects that'll be worthwhile. Here, for your trouble. And they will hand over a bag that clinks with a few coins, but does also seem to have other stuff inside of it, as there's sort of like a rustle on the interior that doesn't sound like metal. The water genasi sort of takes the bag, uh, weighs it in a hand for a second, and then closes the hand as if to crush it. But instead of hearing anything break, the whole bag just seems to disappear. All right. I'll see you next time I have something interesting. They turn and make ready to leave. You are able to just hide and let them slip by in the room that you find yourself in.
Now they turn to leave and they see me standing in the doorway.
Gave me a fright. Can I help you?
I'm new in town, and I'm new in town and looking to make some acquaintances and learn what sort of projects are going on.
New in town. And you came to this store at the back of a tailor's shop. On a whim?
Amino's directed here and describes whatever figure the leads to the fences, and by this insert.
Yeah. For being new in town, you're awfully quick. Still, if you're coming in here looking for the lowdown, I suppose that you're not immediately a problem, though. Just looking you over, it looks like you've seen your fair share of them. They sort of look over at the tree person. What do you think, Bargain? Anything useful to be had in here? The tree person, apparently named Bargain, or at least nicknamed Bargain. Hard to say. This sort of looks over you, tilts its head. There's sort of a creaking, groaning of wood. I mean, it takes all sorts around here. You looking to get in on some action, or you just looking to get around?
That depends on the action. Like you
Well,
described me as not looking like a problem, but I intend to be, but for those in the spotlight.
aiming high just from your arrival, then. Well, most of the work that happens around here is a bit spontaneous. Most of the folk get struck by an idea or a grudge or somebody they feel could be knocked down a peg or two and form a crew around that kind of job and then make it happen as best they can. We who work the businesses in the back just try and make sure that there's enough supplies to go around when one of those jobs starts to formulate. The regular, petty, everyday, just need some coins to get by. That's usually on an individual basis, with a few people who share pointers and gather tips for the best places to get some work done. But if you want something interesting, usually that's a brainchild of someone who knows enough people to get a team together. And they're usually like lightning. They strike quick and then fade away before anyone can figure out where they came from.
Safest to not draw that type of attention for too long.
Indeed. And it's harder to figure out who did something and for what reason if the entire group that formed around it simply disperses and goes on about their individual lives afterwards. So, if you're looking for that kind of work, either make it yourself or find somebody who's recruiting.
Good to know.
And if you happen to have a job like that you need gear for, you can usually find one of us. The bargains are usually happy to help supply whatever needs to be done.
Well, then I guess I'll have to keep an ear out or keep my thinking cap on.
If you got the right kind of pull, you might even be able to make something fun happen. I look forward to seeing what you do in town.
Hopefully, I can pull off something fun. It was great to meet your acquaintance, you two.
Both of them nod. The water genasi is going to try and leave, whether you will stop them or slide out before them or not.
Nope.
Yeah, so they make their way out the door and start disappearing back into the crowd.
And I'll do the same.
You heading back to the Nidhogg or continuing around?
Kind of a roundabout way, like scoping out more of these fences and
Yeah, if you dip into a couple to try and get a sense of what's going on, every fence is simply referred to as a bargain. Whether that's to protect the identity of the fence or some other cultural reason, all the fences are just called bargain. The other thing of note is that most of them are people who, for one reason or another, don't get around a lot, like mobility wise. There's some people who, for one medical reason or another, are like in a wheelchair or some other kind of mobility assistance. Some are just relatively slow species. There's a couple of turtles, the tree man that you saw before. Some that just kind of, for one reason or other, like to stay in one place. It seems like those who don't have the inclination or the physical ability to get out and go around a lot, but still have a hand or want to take part in the underground, tend to take up the role of a bargain.
interesting.
But eventually you return to the Nidhogg. It is late in the evening.
I quietly returned to my library, like I was there the entire time.
Thing is, no one could ever prove that you weren't.
Except for that we recognized it at the end of the episode.
Yeah. We knew
didn't-
you were gone. We just don't care.
I mean, you recognize that they split from you. They could have just taken
Yeah.
a faster route back to the Nidhogg.
Yeah, we all
you
know.
We
all
know. But unless there's anything else, any other conversations that need to happen in the evening, you all get a long rest.
I mean, only so much we can remember of the evening, so we'll see what happens in the morning, I suppose.
Yeah.
Everybody roll me a perception check real quick.
I'm
I want to see who gets highest.
16.
20.
18 from Ingrid. 23 from Molly. Yep.
See, even when I roll well, everybody
Mhm.
beats me.
To be fair, yeah, good rolls all around.
So Molly,
Yes.
you're the one that is startled out of your sleep by an alarm as there is a like small siren that goes off in the middle of the Nidhogg, and over the intercom that exists, you hear Alsana's voice. We have an intruder on the deck.
Kill them!
Oh, for fuck's sake. Gets up, gets out of bed, goes to see what the fuck is going on.
You get dressed and get moving, and just sort of stumble your way up towards the hatch that leads out onto the main deck of the Nidhogg. And you can see Alsana is already on the deck and just sort of has the crossbow trained and leveled at the unexpected visitor, who seems to just sort of casually be laying on their back on the edge of the Nidhogg's deck, one foot sort of kicked over the side as they sort of toss an apple into the air and catch it as it comes back down. Just sort of idly singing a tune low to themselves as they sort of sit and wait.
I'm gonna stand behind Alsana and say, hey stranger, what are you doing here?
Coming where I was bid last night. Not that any of that makes any sense to you, says a short individual, green skin, long red hair, sharp tusks on the underjaw, violet eyes that sort of look up over at you, dressed in this sort of long, almost trench coat with the sleeves torn off. There is an axe that looks like a stringed instrument just sort of laying on the deck next to them.
I'm trying to find something that'll tell me something. Uh, hmm. Uh, I don't suppose this is a long shot. I don't suppose legend lore would work here.
I mean, it takes a long time to cast Legend Lore.
Hmm.
Also, expensive components.
Also,
We covered, yeah.
Zone of Truth.
Zone of Truth is a thing that you can cast. Yeah.
I'm just wondering if it'll work in this situation.
If you want to get the truth out of somebody, that's kind of what it's there for.
Yeah, you would know they would have to fall for it effectively. I
Yeah,
imagine.
It is a spell that can be resisted.
Yes,
Yeah,
that is
that's
the
what I was
best.
just
I was trying to
looking at.
find a
I'm
way.
like-
It's like they have to fail to save in like universe terms.
Okay, so let me get something. Let me get something clear. So we don't remember her, but we remember that we went somewhere.
Yep. You remember that you went to a show, that it was a very good show, and you don't remember who you met there or why?
Would I remember the name of the place?
Probably.
Okay. I can work with that.
Yeah, it's just anything about Hale specifically, seemingly.
Okay.
To be fair, you would have relearned the name of the place afterwards when leaving.
Yeah, essentially.
I'm awfully sorry to say this, but could you tell us the name of the place we met last night?
Little hole in the wall place out in the middle of nowhere. The Sinking Siren.
Sunken Siren. Do I remember this?
Oh yeah.
Sunken Siren. And I do remember there was a concert.
Yep.
Okay. Hey, well, if we're at a hole in the wall, at a concert in the hole in the wall, we were there for a reason.
That you were.
I'm sure I took notes on this. I remember taking notes. You'll have to excuse me. I just woke up. Alsana, she's fine. She can come into the main gathering area. I do not believe she's a threat.
If you say so, Alsana says as she lowers the crossbow.
Thank you for your vigilance. All right. Hang tight. I'm going to go get my notes. And you want a coffee or a drink or
Sure.
something?
Sure, why not?
Grab a coffee, go get my notes, come back.
The instant you step back inside the ship, you forget what just happened.
Of course.
Or why you were woken up.
This really is a bitch. Okay, again, you're gonna have to run this all by me again.
A few seconds later, Alsana and a stranger that you have never met before walk inside off of the deck.
Can I get a name, a place of meeting, and a reason for being here?
The name's Hale. You met me at the Sinking Siren, and I'm here because you all asked me to be.
Right.
Try not to get out of sight. It makes it easier that way if I don't have to keep re-explaining this.
Please continue to get out of sight because it's fucking hilarious.
Well, I have my notes now, so I have no need to leave the room for the moment. Have a seat. Make yourself comfortable. This is not an interrogation. I'm not that kind of investigator.
She pulls up a seat, takes a seat at the map table. You take it you're the first one up?
At least the most perceptive, or the most easily woken. But yes.
You want me to handle waking everybody up so you don't have to go walking door to door and then forget that I'm here?
Please don't.
I can use the intercom system, right?
Yep.
Is there an intercom system where in the room?
Oh yeah, there's like it's the your standard like not quite steampunk like pseudo western industrial sci-fi where it's
right.
there's literally just the big brass tubes. Yeah.
Okay.
There's the shouting tubes.
I'm with you.
It's the playground tubes.
You say, to be fair, you say that like that wasn't a thing in actual reality.
It absolutely it was, but we only ever really see it in like industrial fantasy nowadays.
I have a Netflix horror series that would disagree with you.
Fair.
Iron of Hill House. Everybody should watch it.
Oh,
Oh, are we having the coffee doesn't belong in fantasy argument?
what?
Are we
What?
Sorry, did I miss completely? What were we
Huh?
saying? Don't worry.
Oh, we were talking about the shouting tubes.
The shouting tubes.
Oh yeah, we're steampunk in this
And
world.
I do want to watch that series, by the way. But that's
It's
a
very
whole other
It's
tangent.
so good. It's
I-
so fucking good.
I should have watched it on vacation. Anyway,
Also, if Flintstones can do the shouting tubes, we can do the shouting tubes.
getting to the shouting tubes, she's going to proceed to shout, "Rise and shine! We have a visitor!"
Yeah, fortunately, it's not the instant you look away from her, like she was a weeping angel. It's just the instant you are no longer able to see her if you look 360 around you. Like
Okay.
if she fully breaks line of sight entirely.
Can I like? But I can like look at her and do this announcement at the same time.
Yeah, but you can also just look away and you don't forget her.
Okay.
You only forget her as if there is actually something between you and her
If you
entirely.
left the room, you'd forget.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like-
Petition to change that so that it is every time you fucking look away.
Full
That's
forget-
funnier.
Full
I am
forget-me-not
not doing
rules.
weeping angels. I am not
Yeah.
doing weeping.
Oh
No.
no, we do full forget-me-not rules. I love that. I have a
Fuck
character
that
from
shit.
another superhero campaign from a few years ago that had that power.
I mean,
It's good
weeping
time.
angels don't forget them when you look away. They
No.
just move closer.
Yeah, and then kill you.
You
Yeah.
still know they're
well,
there.
I
That's
don't-
actually also not true, but we're not getting into the specifics.
Okay.
They just transport you to a time where you will no longer be
and
alive
D.
in that.
Dungeons
Yes.
and Dragons.
Yes. Sorry, you started by Hoovian brain.
I
That's on you.
am with you. 100%. I have Gallifreyan in as part of my tattoo, but we'll
Nice.
get to that another day and time and discussion.
Hell yeah.
However, so I do the shouting, say, "Rise and shine, we have a visitor."
A few minutes later, Morgan comes in, like half, like putting on the gauntlet, like one gauntlet on, one gauntlet currently writing on, as you see them do often. Cup of coffee in the other hand, cup of coffee in that gauntlet hand.
You
Good
step
morning.
out, lay eyes on this green half orc, half dwarf woman. And she just sort of waves, does the full finger wave where she just sort of like
Mhm.
waves each individual finger at once.
Yeah. There's a half second of stare, and then it just a wave, just like raises the hand of like, yep, hi.
Molly is going to consult her notes because she has notes.
I think the funniest way for Ingrid to be introduced is Ingrid was already in this room.
I've been
And just
here
does the
whole time.
samurai's, "I've been here the entire time."
Yep.
What up? Who's this bitch?
Her name.
And Morgan, why do you
her-
look turned on?
She, her pronouns, right?
Yes.
Okay. Her name is Hale. We met her at the concert we went to last night at the Something siren.
The sinking siren.
the Sinking Siren.
What kind of drugs did you take there?
What kind of
No.
drugs did I take?
Yes.
If you were asking
I've
what type
never
of
met
drugs,
this bitch before in my life.
I thought you were asking what type of drugs did Morgan take, and I was gonna guess an aphrodisiac.
Oh
I have no idea
Morgan
who this
is-
is.
You need to leave the poor
Okay.
girl alone. She's gonna turn beet red at this point.
It's
Okay.
funner that way.
That's the point.
Y'all,
It's still not too late to punt you off the side of the Nidhogg. You know that, right?
both of you.
Okay, so
Clearly, there's something going on here. But I know we were at a concert last night. I
Uh-huh.
know it was
I
at the
remember that
Sinking
much.
Siren.
Mhm.
And whatever the fuck is going on, I have not determined the person to be a threat.
Okay.
Okay.
So can
Still
our
never met
guest-
her.
She
can our
says
guest
she
do
was. She said she was bid to come here.
Right. So would our new
Sure.
guest care to explain herself?
Yeah, let me save you a bit of time. I'm cursed. Anyone who ever breaks line of sight with me forgets I existed, forgets what they were doing with me, forgets everything about me.
That's convenient. I'm playing a super paranoid character. That is some bullshit.
I mean, if you want to walk out of the room and prove it for everyone else here.
I'm not turning my back to you yet.
Walk backwards then.
No, that's how they get. That's how their partner gets you.
Also, you're a doll. Can't you just turn your head entirely around so you're still facing her while you walk away?
The rules are not clear on that.
I don't. You're a porcelain doll. I don't think your head joins.
I don't think that works like that.
Yeah.
That depends on the
Porcelain
doll's
dolls' heads don't.
construction.
Porcelain dolls' heads don't turn.
Yeah, they're very yeah.
No, I'm thinking of
I'm not
ball-jointed
movie
dolls that are
version of
healthier.
Annabelle.
Anyway,
I'm not real life version of Annabelle either because I'm not a fucking Raggedy Ann doll.
Nope.
anyway.
Yeah, if one of you wants to step out of the room just to prove my point.
I mean, if no one else is gonna,
Uh,
Morgan will turn and walk away, and then come back about a minute later.
Yeah, the instant you step out, the instant there is no longer a possibility that you can see her, the instant line of sight is fully broken, you forget who was in that room or why you even walked out of that room in the first place.
Yep.
When Morgan comes back, Molly is just going to cut to the chase and be like, "Okay, Morgan, who is this?"
You tell me.
To be fair, first, does Morgan come back?
That's true
Morgan
because Morgan
forgets
might
that-
not remember why they were.
Well, no,
why they
Morgan
walked
was
out.
told to come into the main room. She remembers that much.
Yeah, you're like, you know that you walked out of the room for a reason. You don't remember what the reason was, so you might as well walk back and ask.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm supposed to be in the main room right now, so I'll go back to the main room.
Okay, you know who this is?
You tell me.
You know why we asked her here?
I'm guessing you're going to explain.
Does anybody else have any further questions?
Your friend doesn't seem like a good liar.
She's not.
Flashback to Wolk here. No.
She's real fucking bad at it. Look at her face right now and the way that she's reacting to you. She's real bad at hiding shit.
Okay. So I think our point has been proven.
I mean, there are a number of potential explanations for this, but I will go with yours for now.
Listen, we took down a fucking dinosaur. Are you really really worried about this situation?
Yes.
In fairness, the dinosaur is not the weirdest thing we've dealt with in the last week. So
Gee, we are in the process of trying to overthrow the most powerful individuals on this plane of existence. Why would I be potentially concerned about somebody I've never met before showing up and saying, "Oh yeah, we've been working together."
Okay.
But you're comfortable saying the conspiracy out loud to someone you've never met?
If this is the worst case situation, then if it's the worst case situation, then the bitch already knows. So,
okay.
To be clear, we haven't really been working together. You lot met me last night.
Okay.
Okay.
So in that case, first off, don't believe I got your name.
Hail Duskstorm. My understanding was y'all were looking for me for some reason or another.
That's weird.
At this point,
Going back in my notes.
so Morgan mentioned the weirdest thing in the last week, which would make me think of the last week, which would include talking to a god.
Yeah. So
yeah.
you are with proper jogging, you are able to recollect that. And that it was about her. Because that was information that was given to you not by interactions directly with her.
Right.
It's difficult, but with the right prompting, you're able to recollect it.
Yeah.
Wait, we didn't
Like-
talk with a god about her. We talk unless you're saying future me is a god.
Ingrid bolts up, slams hand on counter. Sandronica wanted us to find this bitch.
Who?
Quote unquote grandmother. Right. No. Okay. Now I remember. Yep. Okay. That's,
Did we take? Like I said, I've got notes. I know everybody's tired of me saying the word notes, but I've got them.
no. If there's memory shit going on, notes is good. We take notes.
Oh, by the way, Jeremy, your "it happened like this" is a 5.
Okay. That good, huh?
If there's notes are good. If there's memory happening, we take notes. Actually, always.
Do you know
No,
why you
'cause-
took notes?
No, because I remember because we had Recule. We
Mm.
got the notes for this place and we got the notes for Recule about where to go and what to talk about and who to see. And her name was one that we got.
She
And
can help
I
us
took
build an army if we can break the
took-
curse.
I took notes last night about who she is and what she does and where we were. And actually also about the curse.
Okay, but that's
Okay.
not all why you took notes. You took notes because you're a librarian.
I took notes because I'm an investigator. Investigators take notes.
So do librarians.
Okay. So now the question becomes: now we have any idea why you're here, Hale? What did we tell you?
Mostly that you're trying to overthrow the governments of the world, kill all the greatest and most powerful people, and that supposedly you want my help to do that. Weren't a whole lot of details in the conversation, but to be fair, it was late in the evening.
Also, probably because we wouldn't remember the conversation.
All right.
I just want everybody to appreciate how hard I am stomping my paranoia into the pavement right now, not to lose my mind.
Molly takes a pen. I'll make a note of it.
Where will you file that under the Dewey Decimal System?
Wouldn't you like to know?
To be fair,
I
if you give a
would,
note-
because you're a librarian. I'm probably not like.
To be fair,
I
what's the
wasn't
Dewey
going to
Decimal
make up
System?
I wasn't going to spontaneously make up the name of a library filing system in this world.
Before you ask Hale, yes, this happens all the time. Okay.
I gathered that from the last conversation that we had.
Yes.
Yeah, well, please recount the last conversation in detail, please.
I mean, I could if you really want me to regale you with the events of last night. I could just tell you.
I do.
You seem to have a fondness for embarrassing your friend.
That and murder, yes.
Which one? I like embarrassing all of them.
Ingrid
is not able to be embarrassed, and it's really fucking annoying to me.
The tall one who constantly blushes whenever she looks at me.
The horny one, yeah.
Morgan is not looking at her currently.
Okay.
To be fair, it's hard to embarrass me when I don't have running blood to flush my face.
I know. Don't think that I'm not figuring out how to make that happen.
And just for your information, The reason why she keeps calling me a librarian is because I make my home inside an abandoned library in Recule.
You also have a librarian here.
You
And
did
so
choose a
several
library.
Several people also have a library.
Who didn't previously live in a library.
Listen,
Okay,
nobody is
we-
using it in Recule. I might as well.
I can tell this is going to be
hand.
fun.
Situation at hand. Okay.
Okay. All right. You're right. You're right, Morgan. My apologies. That's not very professional of me.
You're fine. It's not because we've never argued. Actually,
Speaking of fun, hey Hale, what
Yeah,
happens
Molly,
if people
be more
can't see the
professional.
ranking of stars?
What do you mean?
Like if someone cast magic and no one was able to see it anymore, or at least for a little bit.
I mean, just because, I mean, to be fair, people who walk away from it aren't able to see it. They don't have to know what the ranking is every single moment of every single day. The enchantment on the thing is just constantly keeping it updated.
I was mostly wondering if it would cause people to be confused and that
Oh,
would
I'm
pick
sure.
up the
I'm sure
ranking.
a few people would be concerned about what happened because it's a bit of stability that goes away for a second. You know, the ranking list is always there, and the couple of times that somebody did caused it to disappear for a bit certainly freaked a few people out. But I wouldn't say it would cause like chaos and upheaval, rioting in the streets, kind of thing.
I didn't figure it'd be that big, but like the thought came to mind is like, could it cause enough confusion to like bump people around more?
Oh, definitely. Every time it's done it before, the ranking has never come back exactly the same as it was.
You're looking to unplug something? You don't know that reference. Okay.
It was just a question I had, and you guys were arguing. So
Anyway,
Nobody gets your references.
I know,
Let's
and
start-
that's my bit of fun.
okay. Let's start from the basics here for Hale.
All right, Hale, tell us about the conversation you had last night. We had last night.
And then we'll fill in the gaps from there.
Sure. She will, in glorious, exaggerated storyteller, painstaking detail, recount the moment to moment of your meeting with her, including the very loud "she wants to fuck you" in every single attempt made by
Morgan's
the party
head is
to
firmly in the
embarrass
table.
to embarrass Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan's head is firmly in the table.
laughing.
I'm doing my absolute best not to laugh. Excuse me while I
Now
make
I
a
know why I
wisdom
want to
save.
punt you.
I am. Can we stay
I'm not
on
laughing somehow.
topic? Thank you.
We're
That
We're
was
very
cackling
much
like
on
a
topic.
hyena.
taking
Okay.
notes. Taking notes. So like this entire, I'm not going to say it again. Well, I probably will say it again. But like this entire time, like
Yeah,
Molly
just
is
writing
annotating
everything down.
everything down.
Yeah.
Uh so okay, jog, this is Katie. Somebody jog my memory. Who did we get the information from?
Andranica.
Which information specifically?
About needing to go see Hale.
So Sandrautica pointed you in the right direction. There was a shopkeeper by the name of, let me pull her back up. By the name of Melissa, who actively pointed Morgan in the direction of the sinking siren.
Okay.
Right, yes.
All right.
And then the legend lore gave us a lot more information.
And then,
including
yeah.
knowledge about the curse, which
Right,
Morgan
right,
would
right.
remember at this, probably piece the two and two of like, okay, now I remember going to a reagent shop to get you your materials for legend lore.
Yeah. So any information or conversation or events that learned or happened in Hale's presence are just gone. You
Okay.
only know they happened by the secondhand retelling from Hale.
Yeah, but
Okay.
anything that
Anything,
involves
yeah,
her-
anything about Hale that you learned third party
Okay.
from other people
Mhm.
also
I-
gets erased, but can be recalled with
Yeah.
effort and
I
prompt.
just
the
I
2 and 2 is now being put back together.
I literally
Yeah.
could not remember how we got that information.
Yes.
Yeah.
The combination of Sandradiga, the Shopkeep, and the Legend Wall.
Okay. So, Hale, we know you have this curse. Do you know the history behind it?
Lucius Lucinda got really fucking butthurt that I was climbing the ranks way faster than anyone else, including her, and was worried that I was going to take the top spot, and decided the best way around that was to lay a curse so that no matter how good I am or how well I climb, it never lasts because no one can remember that it was me.
Okay, and had you had dealings with them before?
Oh, I've been a fucking pain in Lucinda's ass from day one.
Good.
Okay, so you two go back a ways.
Oh, yeah.
Has she cursed anybody else?
Oh, I'm sure. In a variety of different ways. Whenever there's someone that she doesn't like getting too popular, she puts her thumb on the scale in subtle, she uses heavily air quotes there, subtle ways. Sometimes it's as subtle as making sure that everybody in the world forgets about you the instant they're no longer looking at you. Other times it's a little bit more direct. There's a few statues that aren't statues that live around the town.
See, I was like, this place isn't that bad. That's the worst kind of shit that happens until you got to that point. Like, I'm not saying it's good, to be clear, but like on the scale of like to pre-crime, it was pretty it was pretty low till that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. The promise of the ranking of stars is a lie. Only the people that Lucinda allows to get up to the top ever make it there.
Okay, but how did she get into this position in the first place?
She established it.
She
She's one of the
established the
founders.
ranking?
Yeah.
She's the founding bard.
Yeah, well, if
She's-
you
Oh,
make the list, you can make sure you're on top, of course.
So does she curse people herself, or does she get somebody to do this for her?
It depends on how much you piss her off. In my case, it was personal.
I mean, I'm sure there's some actual talent there theoretically. It just doesn't matter when you're forcing yourself to the top of every ranking.
Oh, she's good. I'll never deny her that. But also, she's a petty bitch who can't stand the idea of anyone even being able to compete with her.
Hmm. Unfortunately, I understand. All right. Not to the same degree, but I do understand.
Yes. Yeah.
So if it's a and somebody can explain this to me if I'm getting this wrong, but if it's a curse, it can be broken.
It,
Theoretically. The problem
Yeah.
is, when everybody forgets that I exist or anything about me the instant that are no longer directly in front of me, it's real hard to try and arrange any treatment of a curse.
I've got an idea.
What's that?
It starts with M and ends with Erder.
That's your answer to everything.
problem is getting
Find
to
me
Murrow
a better
wherever
one
it is.
right now.
Okay.
To be fair, murdering the person who caused the curse might not break the curse. So it might not
That's
help.
true.
It also
That's-
might break the curse, however, so I'm not exactly opposed to it in general.
I was gonna say, even if it doesn't break the curse, hell, is it gonna make you feel better?
Oh, hell yes.
Then that's what's important.
No,
So let's talk murder.
okay. Okay. You know what? let's keep murder on the back burner. I'm not saying no.
Words I will never agree to.
I'm not saying no, but that like jumping straight to murder should not.
Murder is an option on the table. Let's keep it.
Let's
last resort, and
let's
let's
brainstorm.
think
Let's
about
look for other
options.
options besides murder.
I don't like that idea, but I'm being outvoted, so
I know you.
We can put murder as the step after breaking the curse if it's possible.
You know what? I will not deny you that. I'm not condoning it. I'm not supporting it. I'm just saying.
If she tries some shit, we'll do it. But till then, we'll see what happens.
I'm going to reiterate the fact that she's turned numerous very promising, very talented performers into statues.
Again,
that one, okay, yeah,
murder.
Yeah,
okay.
Pretty fucked. Yeah.
Let's start with, can any of our spellcasters cast Remove Curse?
Unfortunately, I cannot.
Hold on.
Wait.
I don't think so, but...
Double check. Remove Curse. Actually, let me double check, because I think I looked this up. It is a paladin spell. Can I switch out a spell?
You can swap one spell every long rest.
Long rest.
Which I will say, you have not completed your morning preparations. You can choose to swap that spell out.
Wait. Hold on.
What?
She is working. She is currently writing on her gauntlet. She is taking a bit of water and wiping something off of it, and she's rewriting on it. I am currently switching out finding spell. I am currently trading out Spirit Shroud for Remove Curse.
Okay, here's the thing. Even if Morgan does have Remove Curse, does that involve some kind of like? Does she have to be at a certain level to be able to remove?
It depends on the curse.
I would say that is the curse is the curse too complicated?
It completely depends on.
Could be.
I've never had it cast on me before. We'll have to find out.
I'm just literally wondering.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, from Rumor here. Curses kind of just happen.
You just wake up one day with a curse?
Some people just do. When you piss off a god, it just kind of happens sometimes.
And does it work where you come from?
Depends on the curse.
See, I may have done a lot of stuff, but at least I've never pissed off a god so much I got cursed.
Yet.
The only one I've gotten is booted out from my own city from a demigod. That's the closest I've gotten.
That's not a curse. That's get going.
That's eviction.
That's what I'm saying. That's the closest I've gotten. To be fair, it was that or death. Anyway, point is, remove curse. It really depends on how strong the curse is. Can I? Theoretically.
Well, let's just try
start,
it.
So
let's try it.
It is worth a try. I just had to switch out one of my other spells.
That does not. Molly's going to look at Astra. I know this is not going to get through to you, but just in case the remove curse doesn't work, does not move murder up into the top spot.
It does not. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work yet.
Okay, but obviously not. I understand that, and I get that I've been outvoted. I am not an unreasonable person.
Sometimes you are.
You do a really good impression of one.
I am no less unreasonable than any of you, and I will die on that hill.
Can you die?
Yes.
Presumably.
Point being, I understand that it's not going to move it up into the number one spot. I am just saying, I still have yet to hear options number currently 2, 2, whatever's directly above murder.
Well, let's try option 1, and we'll work out options 2 through X later.
100%.
Right. And this is going to, I know what this is going to sound like, and Vastra is going to laugh at me. Remove curse requires touch.
See, I wasn't gonna laugh at that until you called out attention to it.
Morgan was still embarrassed.
Someone's feeling.
You have been watching Morgan enough to know she was still embarrassed.
Someone's feeling guilty.
Leave her alone.
Hit dog holler.
May I make contact with you, Hale?
Absolutely. I told
Morgan
you
will
last
take
night.
the
You're
hand
cute.
on her-
Dude.
Morgan places a hand on Hale's shoulder and will cast Remove Curse. Remove Curse is by base a third level spell for whatever that is.
The interface that you gain with the curse as you cast this spell provides you with some insight. As you cast this spell, you feel a pulse that sort of washes over you, Hale, and then ripples outward. There's this sort of transparent wave that sort of washes out from Hale's position and sort of passes over everything in the immediate vicinity, including the rest of your party, as it sort of wafts through the walls of the Nidhogg and kind of extends outward for a small radius. You learn what your Remove Curse did, based on your connection through the spell. The curse is still active. The Remove Curse spell did not remove the curse entirely. What it did do is stall or freeze its effects on everyone within a short radius around you when you cast that spell. Which is to say, you can't remember everything that you forgot, but you will no longer forget just from leaving her space.
Okay.
But only those of you that are immediately in the Nidhogg and its very brief surrounds.
Okay.
Okay.
At the time of the casting.
Right.
So, question. If it was cast like around a large group of people, would it have the same effect?
But
Presumably.
I have an idea of how. I mean, if it's enough for the Nidhogg, that's not a huge area, but that's not nothing.
It's about 40 feet on all
Yeah.
sides.
To be clear, did you say temporary reprieve for us?
It's so. Yeah.
I can create a bubble of we're good for a
So
as many people.
you don't know if it will wear off or not, but you do know that at least for now, and you don't think that it's gonna be. And if it is gonna wear off, you don't think it's gonna wear off fast. You think at least for the foreseeable future, the group of you will no longer forget about Hale just from breaking line of sight with her.
Okay. So, bad news, not gone. Good news, we should be safe for a bit. Anyone on the Nidhogg should be safe for a bit. Not sure how long that a bit is, but it's something.
Okay.
To answer your follow-up question, if enough people are in a small enough space, theoretically, because that didn't just hit people in this room, that hit, like, in Soria in the other room, for example.
So it hit everybody in the Nidhogg?
And a little ways past it. Yeah.
Little bit past, but yeah, 30, 40 feet or so.
But there's not really anybody else around, so basically just everybody in the Nidhogg.
Yeah.
I think we're missing the most important part of this, the implications of this.
Which is
that if Hale and Morgan go off to Boink, we're not going to forget about it.
You know, I almost believed for a second that you had some greater implication than that.
There is no greater there is no new insight that I have over the fact I can suddenly remember things. So my contribution is easing the tension.
Okay.
You're
in a
welcome.
more serious
Anyway.
tension, this also theoretically means if there were a concert in a small enough venue,
Mm-hmm.
like the Sinking Siren, which is not a big place, those people were pretty fucking packed in. If I cast it before you go on stage, they'd remember.
All right, I have
Or
a
even,
thought.
or even just before they leave.
One or the other.
I have a thought.
Okay.
And I realize that this requires diverging, whatever.
Diverging.
Morgan, you're cool and all, but your level of remove cursing is rudimentary.
Oh, no, I can't remove curse to the same level as one of the strongest bards in the world. Oh dear.
My point being, if we can find somebody who is perhaps
stronger, yeah,
higher on the religious food chain or higher up on the bard food chain to cast it, maybe it will be more effective.
That is possible.
Than just.
I'm not insulted by you saying I'm not strong enough to do this.
Yeah.
I'm aware of my limits.
Yeah.
I'm a paladin, not a cleric.
That brings to me a question for the DM. Circle magic.
It's a thing that exists.
that none of us have any real experience with, to be fair.
Yeah.
It came up quite literally last session in Eberron.
Fair.
And it did come up briefly while you were in Noctis. As a practice of the druids.
Sure.
Of Noctis.
So yes, if enough, I'm gonna roll religion, see if Morgan has any idea.
Ingra will just bring up circle magic because, like, if we get a bunch of lower level people.
Yeah, so
you're talking about like feeding off of each other's.
Yeah, so if you theoretically, especially with a 22 on religion, if you gather enough casters who can cast remove curse, or a powerful enough caster who can cast remove curse, theoretically you might be able to achieve greater effects.
Right.
Uncertain if that will actually break the curse entirely, or maybe just get a longer lasting or greater area of effect version of what you were able to accomplish here,
which is still
better. Yeah, which is still valuable. Yeah.
Actually, so here's a valuable question, Hale. What's this bitch? What's this bitch bard person?
Lucinda?
Yeah, sure. Is she actually a good bard, or is she just a figurehead?
Oh, she's the real deal. She's just also petty as fuck.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I wasn't worried. Thinking about whether he's petty or not. Clearly, she's petty. She's a bard. No offense.
I resemble that remark.
Yes, you do. Yeah, if Yep, no, I'm good now.
Yeah, she's the one who put this curse on me. It's a doozy of a thing.
Unfortunately, I think if you're trying to prove her for a fraud, I don't think that's going to work.
No, I wasn't thinking of proving her as a fraud. I was thinking, like, if she relied on somebody higher than her to cast the curse, then she might be bards are cults of personality, right? It would be very easy for a particularly skilled, not super powerful bard to take a central position. So I was just making sure that was not the case, and we couldn't just walk up to this bitch, curb stomp her until she told us who actually put the curse on you, and then have them remove it. But that's not the case.
Unfortunately, I think the person who did it was her.
Yes.
To be
That
fair,
was powerful enough where that feels like her.
to be fair, that situation you just described probably sums up most of the high-ranking people in the ranking of stars aside from her, because again, she doesn't want anybody who's actually a threat getting anywhere near the top ranks.
Right. So if we curb stomp all the rest of them, eventually we run out of top ranked people, and there's no other option because there's only 3 people in the country.
That would have to thin out the population quite a bit by that point.
It's just a little genocide.
We're gonna set that one firmly on the shelf.
Yeah,
I feel like everyone can be aware that was a joke, right?
That was absolutely a joke. Also,
sometimes it's 50-50.
Also, it's not genocide because the people of this community, of this nation, are not a race. It's just mass murder.
It is genocide because it's a cultural group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, as someone who's from a country that was genocided, I take offense.
Anyway, we're not doing genocide in any way, shape, or form. We're not arguing the definition. Let's move on to actual plans of attack, as it were.
Point is, we have the ability now to have you be remembered, even temporarily, enough for you to get a groundswell.
To get a what?
Groundswell.
If we get a few people off this curse, then word can spread, and depending on how this curse works,
it only works when they talk to her. So if other people spread the word about Hale, it's
exactly.
Well,
as long as they don't see you,
someone has to remember, and we're off to the races.
To a certain extent, from what I've seen from you all, it seems like third-party information still gets wiped by the curse, but it can then be recalled later, unlike first-party information.
Okay.
So a combination of getting people already who are to be fans of you and good advertising.
So this may or may not work. I'm leaning towards the probably not, but I'll throw it out there. So is it just looking at you like you're like as you are right now, or if you performed and nobody saw you, would it still work?
I've tried a couple of times working behind a curtain. My presence is cursed. As soon as awareness of my presence fades, so does all memory of myself.
If we recorded a song and we played it for somebody and they didn't know you, would it still work?
From what I've seen, I've tried a little bit myself. Yes, it still does the job.
Question.
That is maddeningly unhelpful.
What if somebody pretends to be you in every way and performs your material, etc., and builds your reputation separately from you?
I've never had anyone try. I'm genuinely curious. I have no idea how that'll take off.
That's not going to be me. I can't sing.
I think, to a certain extent, curses aren't really... Curses are intelligent things. To a certain extent, they're kind of alive. I don't know how it would react. There's every chance that it would say, well, no matter how much you look like me, your performance is not mine, and your presence is not mine, therefore it won't be erased. But there's also a chance that if your presence gets close enough to mine, it might qualify. I don't know.
We just need your name out there. That's what's important. And I feel like if the curse is like, well, anybody who's named Hale, then
Yeah.
if somebody that's kind of a bitch of a curse, because if somebody just randomly calls themselves Hale as a stage name.
Yeah, I've never met anyone else that shared my name, so I can't really answer.
But
to that
also,
one.
we're saying about someone pretending to be you. I'm pretty sure Hale wants maybe not the fame for herself, but at least to be able to be the one performing.
Absolutely, but what I'm saying is this is the kind of thing that opens it up and starts to break the groundswell, which in theory, and I know that this is not going to be remove curse, but that kind of stuff should start to kind of weaken.
The remove curse is a starting point.
Right.
And again, given enough time, I can be better. Or again, more people. Heck, fuck, we know people in other cities who could do similar things.
I'm sure you've got at least one person in Cleric Town who doesn't want to.
I mean, yeah. Also, Cleric Town, but we also know someone in Default who might be able to. We also need to check in with him now. We know some shit.
To be clear, I've been alone on this for when did the nation establish? 30 years ago? About 30 years ish.
We should let you in on that little bit, shouldn't we?
Oh no, you didn't hear the words come out of my mouth. 30 years ago, okay. I'm well aware.
Oh wait, you know that shit?
Yeah.
How do you know?
I have a theory.
What is that?
Well, I don't doubt that this benefits this bitch, whatever their name is. I've already forgotten, and not because of a curse, just because I don't care about them. But it is also a real convenient cover for keeping somebody else who is aware of the situation from ever spreading said information.
Yeah,
the thought has crossed my mind. Yes.
It still begs the question of how the fuck did you know in the first place?
Hi there. I'm the best bard in this fucking city.
There's a there is a silence of yeah, okay, Hale just unsaid. Hale just got hotter. In Morgan's brain.
That
your accolade doesn't actually answer the question.
I'm still not following.
Part of the art of the bard is learning things, and part of it is learning things that other people don't want you to know. And
you need to find stories to tell stories.
Exactly. I've been doing this for a long time. I don't know the full extent of what my history was before everything started, but by my reckoning, I've been doing this for 50 years.
Right. Okay.
I'm aware that the timelines don't line up. I don't know how far distorted they are. But from my I mean, I know
years.
Yeah. I know
the 30.
I know the 300 is 30, but time's kind of fucked, right?
Yep.
Yeah, there are some people who probably think it's 1,000 years.
But my lived experience is that I've been living with this curse for 50 years.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Even if by the world's age, it can't have been that long.
So you pissed her off.
Good news, it's only been 30.
Yeah, so you pissed her off on her rise up.
Pretty much.
Right.
Okay. I mean, we can fill you in on the rest of how it happened. We actually have a weird amount of knowledge on that, but we probably shouldn't.
But yeah, I've been digging, I've been learning. One of the nice things about everyone forgetting about me is that it means that nobody ever knows that I shouldn't be told things. Uh, and so I was able to learn a little bit more than Lucinda wanted me to know. And I might be able to share a little bit of information that'll be useful.
Any information is good.
The just players' recollection, like the information we got said she would help us. That Hale would help us with an army. Is that what it was?
That Hale has the voice to raise an army. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
She's our speaker. Her and Soria, I guess, but yeah.
But okay.
And with that, as that bit of information is dropped for you, that's where we're gonna take our break. Remember, when we take our break, you take yours. So step, stretch your legs, do whatever you need to do. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Please enjoy these commercial messages.
Go.
And we're back. A
A
dinosaur,
dinosaur
story. At this point, we do it for the reaction.
Yep.
So, we rejoin with the revelation from Hale that she, unlike a couple of the other people who you have met that know the truth of the world, did not learn it by virtue of resisting it or overcoming it or being immune to it for one reason or another. She just fucking learned about it. She was affected by it and has learned the truth on her own skills as a bard and storyteller. And taking a little bit of advantage of the curse that's been placed on her. Yeah, as it turns out, the curse actually can help you out a little bit if you need to do over a conversation.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hale's just save scumming.
Essentially, every failed persuasion check that she makes, she can just save scum, like walk away, do it again.
Okay. So until we can find more people, or I get strong enough to be able to remove this thing properly, we're gonna have to do this by playing the game. So let's try this with your next concert. Whenever that is. I'm assuming tonight. You seem like the person who played most nights.
Are we? So the game that we're playing is the
We're gonna try and get Hale up the list.
Halo what? I'm sorry.
We're gonna try and get Hale up the list.
Okay,
I
but
mean-
if this bitch is in charge of the list,
It's like, one, what purpose do we need to get on the list? And two, if we start climbing the list really quickly, we're just going to get Lucinda's attention. And that's probably not going to end well.
It's true.
The curse.
It's true. If we start climbing before we're ready to deal with things, we'll have Lucinda's attention in ways that we don't want it.
Okay? Fair enough.
Whether you're ready to deal with it, it's up to you. But I've got something going on now. Would you even be able to... I don't know how deep your magical reserves are. Would you be able to do that again without having to take
I
a
can do
rest?
that again today. It'd be about as much as I can do with that kind of spell, that strong a spell, but
So it's an option, at the very least.
we can try it tonight if we wanted. At least a test run.
Could have a small cult following of mine.
Start getting
Otherwise,
the
if we-
theoretical army together that Zendradiga promised. Think you'd be able to get us?
but once we have the, I'm following all the pieces. I'm just trying to put them together. So once we move up, and like how big of an army are we talking about, and for what purpose do we need the army?
Well, if you're looking to overthrow nations, you're going to need people who will follow you into battle because you've got nations to fight.
Like, there's people who are so ardently behind these leaders that they will die for them.
Wolkir's got the strongest military in the 12 nations.
And they are actively after us.
That's my thing, though. Once we raise an army here, like, do we just tell them all to like sit tight while we go deal with these other nations, or what?
Or we can find a way for them to come with us. Room full, our own little musician corps, or our little musician, performer, core being able to spread the truth to people.
Oh, so putting them on tour.
Not a bad idea. Hell of a way
Okay.
to get the actual information about the world out.
I can see that. Well, so Hale, do you have another show tonight?
Strictly speaking, I never have anything lined up until I walk in and get someone to take me out for a job. So
Yeah,
I can go find one.
kind of hard to get booked when you're not blessed.
Okay, follow-up question. Can you get a show tonight?
Oh yeah. Strictly speaking, I've been working the Sinking Siren for a week now. I can typically walk into any of the low end places and prove that I am as good as I say I am and get a show booked pretty
And
quick.
judging by our memory of the Sinking Siren, I could hit most of that place pretty well with the curse, right?
Yeah.
40 foot is a surprisingly big area.
Oh, with the curse. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Canceling the curse in the entire main room of the Sanguine Siren would not be impossible.
So sorry, you just had hit that entire place, and I just my mind.
Yeah,
went
just drop fire, just firestorm, just.
No, that's not where my mind went.
No. Yeah, no. I could remove curse on Hale, and it would affect the entire standing room of the Sanguine Siren.
And a little bit outside their window.
AKA the people listening outside who couldn't get in, which is also pretty good.
I mean, it's a start.
It's a start, even just a couple people. And that's spread a little bit of news.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah, but when I
wondering-
also do this the traditional way, I might know someone who'd be able to who'd be willing to put a sponsor if you want. But you know,
I was thinking that is there any way to tell which of the statues are actual statues? And actually, I have detect magic. But would detect magic work on seeing like which of the statues are like people?
Yes, actually. You would have to have an inkling that it's a person statue, but detect magic would tell you that there is transmutation magic, flesh to stone, active on someone.
All right. Would Hale know which ones are which?
If you ask her, I know at least a couple of them. Probably don't know everybody that she's turned to stone, but I do recall the locations. She likes to build gardens around them, at least the ones that I've seen.
So I'm wondering if that's because that's a different curse.
that is not a curse, unfortunately.
What is
I know
it?
it sounds like one.
Petrification and curse magic are closely intertwined, but not the same thing, and you can't treat them the same way.
Damn.
Yeah. Turning someone into a statue sounds like a curse, but it doesn't count
Well,
in the
there
eyes of
goes,
whatever god that's listening.
There goes my thought.
Good idea.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there would need to be a different spell for that.
Because I was thinking if we could remove some of those curses, and those people would know what happened to them.
And those people would be pissed off and petty enough to do it to help.
Wait a minute.
Not impossible. I just can't do that.
Where?
Spell magic could do that, though. I think out of character.
No, you need greater
Greater
resto.
restoration.
Greater resto. Yeah, that's 5th level. I can't do that, and I don't even know if paladin gets that. I enough cleric could though.
Does a paladin? Paladins do get greater restoration.
That's 5th
Molly.
level, so that's going to be a long time.
Yeah.
Molly, remind me.
Yes.
Which country is yours?
Recul.
Recul?
It's the little tip of the peninsula down in the bottom right.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's a long ways away.
Yeah.
Why?
Like all of these communities, all of these nation states, call them what you want, are all reliant on the singular level of power that the heavily corrupt, needs to be killed person at the top wields, and as such, in large part, relies on a lack of cooperation between each country, right?
With one notable exception.
Theoretically, yes.
So a place like Asterius, like, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's some of this here, but a place like Asterius isn't necessarily a place where magical experimentation and things like potions or scrolls or shit like that are really going to be like each. Okay, I'm a warlock. I'm really good at certain things, but there are certain things that other people that can do can fuck me up with. I have weaknesses. Same with same with Morgan, same with you, same with all of us. So there's almost certainly somewhere, whether it's the clerics or the artificers, who would be able to come up with something that fucks over all of the bullshit that the bards are doing here, whether it's dispel magic scrolls, or some sort of potion that reverses that does the reverse of flesh to stone or stone to flesh, so on and so forth. We've been wandering around, going from place to place, maybe picking up one, maybe picking up two. No, it's always like one person who can help us as we keep going on. What we need to do, and I realize how this is going to sound, and it's not me being the usual little shit that I'm being, is we need to either unite the people in two countries that would not normally get along, or we need to get one country to go to war with another country. Because what Recule can do is not something that Asterius is equipped to handle, or what I don't know what the Hittori Monastery is ready for. You know, they're not going to be prepared for like an army of warlocks coming down and blasting them from long distance range. That's how we take all of this down.
So I am not against using the abilities of nations against each other.
No,
Actual
absolutely.
war would lead to a lot of innocent deaths, and we would be letting them just get slaughtered.
It's not an innocent death if it's in a greater cause.
That is,
I'm pretty sure I've heard
the head priestess say things like that.
It is a horrible mindset, and I fully agree. I 100% agree with you. It is a bad mindset. It is also, in this case, unless you think you can unite all of these nations, potentially necessary. Because I don't care how well these people think they have it, none of them have it well, and we all know this because they are living slaves to a lie that is holding them all down.
So is tipping the hand of the leadership, dragging them all into war to die at levels of bullshittery.
Wait a sec, because who dies in the war? The leaders aren't certainly going to get their hands. The leaders are not going to get their hands dirty.
It's the soldiers.
The
Hi,
people who are
soldier here.
perpetuating
It
this
sucks.
lie and benefiting from it are not going to get their hands dirty. So even if everybody, perishes but them, what's to stop them from just continuing life as usual?
I think that you are underestimating one thing, which is the opportunity that these people who are all in, as near as I can tell, an incredibly fragile peace will find in their selfish ass hearts of the benefit of taking over another nation.
But the problem is, will they step on the battlefield themselves? Some of them might. Most of them won't.
Well, Kier
When
would.
it turns,
Will Lucis Lucinda step onto the battlefield? Will the
If-
Shadow Thief step on the battlefield? Will the High
No.
Priestess of Rumor step on the battlefield? Fuck no.
if they lose, they'll have to, or they'll die.
There is a certain point at which they'll be pushed into a corner, says Soria as she walks into the room.
I mean, yeah,
not
but at that
saying
point,
that-
how many dead innocent people had gone at that point?
Okay.
I'm just saying, if I didn't know what I knew, and I got pushed into a war, and and I died in the process, and I realized in my afterlife what I was dying for, I would be okay with it.
They don't know what they're fighting for, though.
I just said, if I didn't know. I understand this is a wild proposition, and I am probably not the person to be making this suggestion. I'm just saying, from my perspective, it would be a worthy way for me to die.
I would not agree to this if anyone said this. This is not a me disagreeing with you situation.
That's not the point I was making there.
Right, I'm just saying. This isn't even my problem with you here. This is
I understand
I stand
that.
against this on principle. This
I
goes
understand
against
that.
everything.
Fair enough. How many people are going to unnecessarily die while we go around and chip at the massive monoliths that is the power structure?
Less than if we cause a war.
I don't think so.
At least short term.
Yeah, but in the long term, that's a little bit harder to read, says Soria.
Also, war is inevitable.
There
Yeah.
will be a war eventually.
It's going to
That's not-
happen.
Why do we have to be the ones to cause it?
Well,
Because
we're
somebody
going
has
to
to
be
take
the
that
ones-
burden.
We're going to be the ones that cause it. The first nation that falls, the first time that a nation comes under, and one will eventually, every other nation will want to pile in to take the spoils.
Yep.
There will be a war eventually, and it will be because of our actions.
I
disagree.
this
with
is going to sound insulting, and it's not intended to be. I understand and I fully sympathize that you don't want to get your hands dirty with this. We have to get our hands dirty at some point, and innocent blood will end up being on our hands. We just have to come to terms with that, or we just have to give up what we're doing.
Innocent blood is going to spill.
I mean, historically speaking, I mean, I can point you to more than half a dozen examples of
I'm not
exactly
su-
what
I'm
Astra
not
is
dis-
talking about. I'm not saying, listen, one part of being an investigator, especially a time investigator, is that history mostly exists in the gray. You can't point to say like this was completely good, this was completely bad. It is what it is what it was. It was what it was. And we are not going to be the first people to have to make this choice. And historically speaking, we will not be the last people to have to make this choice. However, I also understand and I applaud your forethought, because that forethought right there is what separates you from being just a warmonger for the sake of warring.
Agreed.
So I understand that this is again, I'm not in your position. I can only speak from my research. I understand what we are being asked to do. Literally, none of us asked for this. We just wound up on a beach somewhere after the world turned upside down. Okay. We're going to have to make choices that are in the gray. And we
More
don't
to
have
the
to
point.
we don't have to
We're-
like it,
Yeah.
but and we're not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, because it's not. But eventually, I mean, you heard the words that Hale has a voice that will help us raise an army. I mean,
in that case, it is an army that stands for the truth of the world. That is
and it can.
an army that is fully in the know, fully willing to fight. There is the difference.
I understand. Then you tell them what we are fighting for.
Right. But if we just send one country after another, they relieve their armies. Yes,
Okay.
that's us setting a war going, but they're still fighting for that same lie. There's the difference.
Okay.
Then by that logic, army against their army, they're also innocent because they believe a lie. Killing innocents then.
That's
Yeah.
why I'm planning to spread the knowledge as far as possible.
Great. And in 50 years, we might actually have informed enough people that that's valid, and millions of people have died.
Just a fist slam on the table. Blood will spill. I just want it to be as minimized as possible. Innocent people do not have to die for us, and if they do, let's make sure it's few do it as we need to. If people die, they need to be in the know. People die on our side, they need to know, and that's why I'm planning on having Hale and Soria and whoever else we can get here in Asteris to be that mouthpiece.
I'm going to tell you something.
I can only tell so many people.
I'm going to tell you something that's probably going to hurt to hear, Soria. Not everyone who learns the truth will want to change things.
That's true.
Some people will learn the truth and still bury their heads in the sand.
If they're benefiting from a system that's broken, why do they want to
Even
fix
if they're not benefiting,
sometimes they'll just be afraid.
it? Yeah.
Sometimes they just don't want to risk themselves.
And the people that choose to keep trying to benefit from it, that's them knowing and choosing to do it. That's a different situation. The ones that bury, protect them as best possible.
But
I know I live for anything that's unreasonable, but I'm trying to keep as close to that idea as possible.
No, we're here trying to tell you you're not unreasonable. We need your voice. We need somebody to say that. Nobody is denying you your voice. But if I can, as much as I, am enjoying the existentialism of this conversation, to bring it back to the present. Okay, because there's a set, like you well, we have a Nidhogg, so we probably could climb a mountain in one step, but there's a phrase that goes, you climb a mountain one step at a time. So our first step right now is seeing how far we can reach with this remove curse with Hale's help. And then once we have that piece, once we have that known quantity, we can move forward from there. But everything we say is hypothetical until we know if this plan itself will actually work.
Now, there was a part I didn't agree with. Using the resources of Recule and Rumor to be able to counteract the curse and the statues. I'm all for that. I want to be.
Absolutely. And we will get there. We will get there. Like I said, what we can control now is running this experiment to see if this remove curse works. Then we can go from there, because anything past that is hypothetical, and we're just going to talk ourselves in circles because we have a tendency to do that. Don't get me wrong, it's great conversation and I love it. But right now we need a little less conversation, a little bit more action, please.
Okay, but what's the action?
I mean, it sounds like me
Hale gets-
going and getting a show on tonight and seeing how well we can get a grassroots moving.
There's your action.
And if that works, we scale up. We get people on board from Rumor and Recule who can counteract this curse and counteract these statues.
Until
and counteract
then,
anything else happening in other nations.
like I
But
said,
let's try this first.
until we know if this works, then everything else is hypothetical.
Yes.
A dozen little rebellions all started with a spark.
Like, I know it's not this grand thing I know it's not this grand thing yet, Astra, but I don't know it. We're still not quite there yet. Once we have this working, I think we can start.
Out of Jeremy, you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm 100% good.
Sorry.
I don't know. This is just because it's fine. I'm hated anyways. I just feel like the individual cups that we are drawing out of the literal ocean that we have to do it this way are just going to keep going on, and so many people are going to drown in the process, so that we don't feel bad about what we did. But I also, again, understand I've been outvoted. It's fine.
No, your input is valued.
No, I get that. I fully understand that.
I just wanted to make that clear, because you keep saying outvoted, and I get that. I understand where you're coming from.
No, I know. My thoughts are not being discarded. I understand that.
Okay, that's important. That's important for me to
Your
say.
conscience is clean on this one.
My conscience is far from clean, but
on this particular thing. My conscience is clean because I don't give a shit about anything, so it's fine.
That's okay. I kind of have more than my fair share, so you're covered. All right, so let's start an army.
Yep.
Who wants to start a riot?
Sounds like a good time. Oh, that's weird coming out of my mouth. Imagine me 6 months ago saying that.
Did you just say sounds like a good time? Is that what you said?
Yeah, sounds like a good time, and that's weird coming out of my mouth after the. I just envisioned myself 6 months ago saying that, and that would not be correct.
What, starting a riot?
I was the one called in to stop the riots.
To be fair, I think it's less
Okay
start a
with
riot
that.
and start a cult.
We can do a little of both.
Okay, all right, okay. Dial it back just a little bit. Let's start with a riot. Let's start with a grassroots movement.
Notice how does not put away the idea of a cult later.
Listen, I've been around you people long enough. And I know that's not true for you, Hale, but I get a pretty good read here. I'm not putting things out of the realm of possibility.
Don't worry. It wouldn't be my first cult.
You know what? I believe you.
That you founded or been part of?
Yes. When you've got 50 years to fuck around with the fact that nobody can remember who you are, you learn some things.
You should write a book.
I have. No one knows who the author was.
See, I feel like you're using this to your advantage, and you'll just claim random books and random honors in your name, because who would know?
The people who actually had those honors. Anyway.
Well,
They're dead.
Maybe.
You just have to find the right dead person.
Right. Now,
you're not wrong, but you're never going to know what's true and what's not.
Yeah, that's what's going to drive me insane.
I mentioned earlier, and it got glossed over. We should also play the game on the resources front. I do know someone, a certain reagent shop, that might want to sponsor you. I don't know if it's exactly her taste. You're exactly her taste, but it's not a bad idea. She is not sponsoring anybody else. She is looking for the right person.
Well, only one way to find out. We need to get work going.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Where do we start?
Place where it all started. The Sinking Siren.
After you.
All right. Time to go have the 15th conversation with old Grogan.
Well, that must mean you're pretty good at it.
I see you.
I know what to say.
Happy Death Day shit right there.
All right, let's go.
Seems like some of y'all need to watch Happy Death Day.
I do need to watch that, yes.
Yeah. As Hale leads the way towards the Sinking Siren to prep for one more show, this time hopefully to be remembered. That's where we're going to end for the week. It's a little early, but I think that's a perfect stopping spot.
It's a good stopping point.
That's a good spot, yeah.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.